JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, man allegedly attacks cop with knife, fatally shot. A man who was earlier given $200 by a policeman was fatally shot after he attacked and injured the cop with a knife. The bizarre incident occurred yesterday morning at Snow Hill in Portland. Up to this morning, the dead man had not been identified. The policeman is assigned to the St. Mary Division. It is reported that about 11:30 a.m., the policeman was at the front of a house doing work when a man dressed in black pants and black Adidas slippers approached and asked for directions to Port Antonio. They talked briefly, and as the man was about to leave, the policeman, in a kind gesture, took a purse of money from his pants pocket and gave the man $200 for his taxi fare. The man walked away, and the cop continued working. However, a few minutes later, the policeman heard footsteps behind him and turned around to see the man with a long black-handled silver blade knife in his right hand. The man reportedly attacked the cop using the knife to stab at him. The policeman raised his right hand to prevent the knife from stabbing him in his face, and as a result, was cut on his right thumb. The man allegedly continued to advance toward the cop, who pulled his service firearm and fired 3 shots in the man's direction. The man dropped the knife, ran from the premises, and fell along the roadway. He was found to be bleeding from his chest and was taken to the Port Antonio Hospital, where he was pronounced dead about 12:05 p.m. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom has since been notified of the incident. E-ticketing looms for traffic offenders. Unruly motorists could soon have their traffic violations detected on camera and be ticketed electronically for those offenses, including speeding, disobeying traffic signs, and operating unlicensed and uninsured vehicles. On Tuesday, the House of Representatives gave the nod to the new 299 regulations, which lay down a slate of new offenses and fines under the 2018 Road Traffic Bill, now upgraded to a 2022 Amendment Bill to facilitate new minor provisions that will enable accurate implementation of the regulations. These are common practices in developed countries worldwide, using technology to monitor roads, Transport Minister Aldershaw pointed out as he brought the regulations before the House. He said not only will offences be detected by camera and other devices installed by the Island Traffic Authority, but tickets will also be issued electronically. Where traffic offences are detected remotely, the owner of the vehicle will receive the ticket, he emphasized, adding that adjustments will be made to the regulations to include any additional devices or provisions that become necessary as time goes on. Also, general driving rules that have traditionally only been included in the road code, such as driving on the left, right-of-way rules at intersections, overtaking and other maneuvers, and parking prohibitions are embedded in the regulation. Furthermore, the authority will be empowered to require an owner to present any vehicle for examination for fitness certification, while new rules governing demonstration plates will allow the authority to better monitor their use. Additionally, motor vehicle dealers will have to pay an annual fee for the use of those plates. Motorcyclists, who account for 34% of road fatalities last year, will also now need to wear Bureau of Standards to make approved helmets, whether purchased locally or overseas, as well as highly visible vests. All motorbikes must be sold along with helmets, the Transport Minister stressed. Meanwhile, demerit points on license will expire after 15 months, as long as less than 10 points are earned during the period. The ITA can, however, require training or retesting for people whose licenses are suspended. After the suspension period, those demerit points are to be expunged according to the regulations. Minister Shaw pointed out that not all sections of the law will be brought into operations immediately, as institutional arrangements have to be in place for some of the new provisions to take effect. Instead, a phased implementation plan is being finalized with key stakeholders. The Road Traffic Act, which was passed in December 2018, the 2022 amendment, which was also passed by the House on Tuesday, amends 9 sections on one schedule and includes provisions to expand the definition of motorcycles to include any other vehicle so constructed, such as 3-wheeled units. Opposition spokesman Michael Phillips said his side welcomed the regulations, which have been long in the making, but noted that there was a disconnect between the law and the realities on the ground. He stressed that there must be firm enforcement, as without this, the regulations and the act would come to naught. He pointed to the long-standing requirement for all motorcyclists to wear a helmet, against the reality of this segment of road users, representing a fifth of all road fatalities, according to official data. We have had for years in our laws the wearing of helmets and the wearing of seatbelts, yet there are persons out there who are riding motorcycles and vehicles exceeding the speed limit without any enforcement being done, he said. The Manchester North Western Member of Parliament also stressed the need for an intense public education campaign, given the extensive nature of the new offences and provisions in the law and the penalties. The House also passed the 2022 Transport Authority Amendment Bill, which modifies the 1987 Act to appropriately empower the regulator to carry out its responsibilities. The changes incorporate current trends in the public transport sector and are aimed at strengthening the authority's administrative processes in order to target indiscipline and corruption in the sector. Popular photographer shot dead at St. Andrew home. Well-known photographer Dominic Davis, more popularly known as Doms, was shot dead at his home on Marvelley Avenue off Mullines Road in Kingston on Tuesday. Reports said that the incident happened sometime after 1 p.m. and Davis was shot by unknown assailants. Another man was also shot and injured in the attack. Davis operated a photography business called Doms Media and has worked for several notable local celebrities, including Crystal Tomlinson, Empress Golding, and Beanie Man. Investigations into the shooting are ongoing. Policeman whose child died in locked car will be charged, Commissioner says. Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, has expressed that as per the ruling of the Director of Public Prosecutions, EPP, charges should be laid against the St. Elizabeth Police Sergeant, whose 12-month-old daughter died after being locked in his car. The recommendation was that he is to be charged, so he will, Anderson said at a digital press conference on Tuesday. The case file was sent to the DPP for a ruling on the tragic incident back in May. The policeman, Detective Sergeant Sheldon Dobson, a detective sergeant assigned to the Black River Police Station, was supposed to have taken the child to daycare but forgot, leaving her in the parked vehicle for hours while he worked elsewhere. The infant was rushed to hospital but succumbed. Recovered guns linked to 163 murders. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF said it has linked 57 recovered guns to 163 cases that are being investigated for murder shootings since the start of the year. Deputy Commissioner Fitzbailey, speaking at the JCF's monthly press conference held yesterday at the Police Commissioner's office in St. Andrew, also shared that the police have had 595 hits from crime scenes by weapons dubbed as wanted firearms. This is more than the 538 compared to the corresponding period last year. There are a further 231 firearms that have been linked to 662 cases. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson also said that through the use of technology and support from international partners, the JCF has been able to trace the source of several illegal weapons. We have software that can tag guns and their usage to particular places and so on, and they give us a picture that we work with, but also we work with our overseas partners to look at the source of these guns and who may have sent them to Jamaica. So it's really an end-to-end process that we look at. And we've had convictions relatively recently in the US, some joint investigations that are done between us and police forces in the US. Obviously, we work with the ATF in the US and their databases too, to also track these weapons, he said. Additionally, the police say it has recovered 392 guns in 2022, which represents a 7% increase when compared to last year's numbers. Meanwhile, the JCF said that 716 persons have been killed between January 1 to June 26, representing a 1.3% increase when compared to the corresponding period last year. Anderson said that 21 murders and 9 shooting incidents were recorded in St. Catherine during the first 2 weeks of June as a result of intergang conflicts. He also said that the declaration of a state of public emergency quelled tension, resulting in an 81% reduction in murders and a 56% decrease in shooting-related incidents. Anderson also stated that major crimes overall are down by 1%. We had anticipated an even greater decline in murders and shootings. However, this was impacted by the increased gang conflicts in St. Catherine during the month and the mother and 4 children in Clarendon during the month of June, he said. Man charged with murder of Denham Town teen mom. A man has been charged with the murder of teen mother Devonese Nelson, Denham Town, Kingston in June. He is 20-year-old Sean Stanbury, otherwise called Country, from the community of Hendon in Norwood, St. James. Along with murder, the Kingston Western Police have also charged Stanbury with accessory to murder, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. He was charged after giving a caution statement and being interviewed in the presence of a justice of the peace. The police said in a statement Tuesday afternoon. His court date is being finalized. Another man, 17-year-old Eric Murdoch, otherwise called Brando, is wanted in the case. Murdoch is the father of Nelson's 4-month-old child. His uncle, Tevin Cross, was a person of interest in the matter. He turned in himself and was later released. The nude body of the 17-year-old student was found with a gunshot wound in the head about 11:30 p.m. on June 26 in an apartment at the King's Heights housing complex in Denham Town. The 10th grade Denham Town High School student lived on North Street. However, she reportedly went to the location to visit Murdoch, who lives with his uncle. 68 new COVID cases, 2 deaths. Jamaica's COVID positivity rate increased to 21.6% amid 68 new COVID-19 cases recorded over a 24-hour period up to Tuesday afternoon. 2 COVID-19 deaths that occurred in January were also recorded on Tuesday, bringing the overall coronavirus death toll in Jamaica to 3,147. An 84-year-old man and an 86-year-old woman, both from St. Catherine, are the latest recorded COVID fatalities nationally. The separate death of one COVID-19 patient is under investigation by health officials. There were 75 recoveries on the day, bringing that tally to 91,359. The newly confirmed COVID-19 cases brought the total number on record for the island to 143,476. Of the newly confirmed cases, 44 are females and 24 are males, with ages ranging from 7 days to 89 years. The case count was made up of Kingston and St. Andrew 25, St. Catherine 19, St. James 7, Portland 6, Westmoreland 5, St. Anne 2, St. Thomas 2, and Trelawney 2. There are 19 moderately ill patients, 8 severely ill patients, and 3 critically ill patients among 1,289 active cases now under observation in Jamaica. A total of 96 COVID-19 patients are now hospitalized locally. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.